former Senator Ralph Recto is the next finance chief. The Presidential Communications Office says Recto and Special Assistant to the President for Investment and Economic Affairs, Frederick, are taking their oaths tomorrow. It was Recto's wife, former Batangas Governor Vilma Santos, who first said Recto will take over the DOF. There were talks as early as 2023 that Recto would replace incumbent DOF Chief Ben Diokno. When asked for his reaction, Diokno says he has no comment for now. We get the sentiment of the business community with Philippine Chamber of Commerce and Industry Chairman George Barcelon. Sir, welcome to The Final Word and good evening.
Good evening, Matthew.
All right, so Ralph Recto, Happy New Year to you as well, and what a welcome it's proving to be, Ralph Recto as Finance Secretary. What are your thoughts, as well as the sentiment of the business community, given his track record as former NEDA chief?
Yes, as you have said earlier, Senator Ralph Recto was already mentioned since last year that he might be next Secretary of Finance. So finally, it has come to fruition that he'll be taking his oath tomorrow. Well, he's a very well-rounded person. I mean, he has been in the legislative functions as congressman, as senator, but also the executive. For a while, he was the, I believe, the director of NEDA. So having him in the cabinet of President BBM, I believe that it's averaging down the age of the cabinet secretaries. Lately, I mean, the three of them, I mean, you have Secretary Frederick, you have Secretary Kiko Chu Laurel, and now Ralph Recto. It averaged down the age of the cabinet secretary. But aside from that, he has big challenges ahead of him. You know that our debt to GDP has bridged that 60%, although it has come down a bit. But nevertheless, it's still high. And sitting as Secretary of Finance, he has to find the resources, not only as far as the debt servicing, but also our recently approved General Appropriation Act, GAA, which is about 5.7 something trillion. So these are challenges, and I think the new Secretary of Finance is up to it. I said, he has the broad experience, and he has the sort of the inside track on how the government is run.
All right. Well, you know, speaking of the former DOF chief, they say that there may have been policy differences between President Marcos and Diokno. So what do you think these were?
I don't want to speculate, but for a while I thought that he would be appointed in the Maharlika Investment Fund. But apparently, I mean, the vision development of having set up the board members of the Maharlika Fund, where he's not included. So I take it that maybe there are other positions that where his service would be needed, because Secretary Ben Diokno also has a long years of experience in the as Department of Budget Management, also Central Bank, and also this position that he's holding right now as Secretary of Finance.
All right, but you know, there were instances when former Secretary Diokno was seemingly blindsided with some policies like the rice price cap. Do you think these were signals that he wasn't quite in tune with what the president wanted?
Well, the aspect of the Maharlika Investment Fund, I think as of late, I mean, all these comments were very supportive of that. And there were forums wherein he has positively endorsed that. Aside from that, I couldn't think of anything that was the reason why he's being replaced.
Okay.
He has done, I guess, in the stint with the government, he has done a good job. during the critical period wherein we had, the COVID-19 issue, wherein, the economy was really on a lockdown, just the quarantine. But we've gone through it, and I think, having said that, it's a new page that is to be turned with the new Secretary of Finance, Secretary Ralph Recto.
Okay, but do you think that this will have an effect on Budget Secretary Amena Pangandaman, who was also endorsed by Diokno?
But I don't want to speculate. I think she's also doing a good job. But honestly, I mean, being the Secretary of Finance, it's a very challenging position. The Secretary holds two key agencies, the Bureau of Internal Revenue and the Bureau of Customs. And these are two agencies that are generating the main bulk of funding for the government. Okay? At the same time, I'll be very frank with you, in the business sector, these are also two agencies that a lot of businessmen have a lot of complaints.
So what policies would you like Recto to pursue? In particular, how to improve the business climate and further tax reforms?
Recently the BIR has announced the ease of paying taxes. I think those advocacies to make life easier for businessmen, especially for the smaller ones, I think those should be continued. We are ramping up our business sector, hoping to attract more foreign direct investment. Recently, of course, we have our visitors from Indonesia, President Jokowi Widodo, who came over. And I think the initiative taken by the administration is really to have more foreign investment, not only foreign investment to prop up our economy, but also encourage or have the kind of environment for the local businessmen to expand their business. The unemployment rate that came out recently from PSA is quite on an up note. We've come down below 4%, but this could be seasonal, so it's hard to say. At the same time, we now have other sort of a form of work for the young. We have the gig economy, wherein they are on their own. They do a contractual job, and they do not form part of the 15-year and above looking for jobs. So that, in a way, has shown that, given us those numbers that are quite attractive.
Okay.
But on the other side, as far as foreign direct investment is concerned, the data show that there's a lot to be expected.
All right, so it looks like...
We have not been able.
So it looks like he has his work cut out for him. There's a lot of challenges, but the midterm elections are next year, and there are rumors that Recto plans to run for senator again. What sort of impact do you think this would have on the continuity of DOF policies?
Then he has to fast track a lot of immediate issues that needs to be addressed. Okay? The CREATE law has been tweaked. And with his influence in the legislature side, I think that can be fast tracked. Plus other bills that would help our economy grow. He's now wearing on the different shoes. Before, as a legislator, there are many laws that he proposed for education, for the nutrition of the youth. Those are laws that has a social impact, but it costs money. Now he's on the other side. He has to find money for the government to finance all those projects. So it's a challenge, and I'm sure he's up to it.
All right. Well, thank you for your insights, Philippine Chamber of Commerce and Industry Chairman George Barcelon.